knees about 90 degrees, your feet somewhere under or close to being under the knees. And we're just going to inhale and lean forward until you feel the slightest resistance back in the hips, and put your fingers forward and just do a gentle side to side. Just stay here for a minute, doing the side to side, feeling what you feel. And I will remind you, as Cantor Lizzie always does, that we are just the tour guides. Your practice is your practice. You have full agency and permission to modify as you need, and follow your own practice. I will give lots of suggestions. Feel free to adjust as you need. Okay, and now let's lean back. You can put your hands behind, pick your feet up, and you can pick your hands up or leave them back there in a half boat and switch the legs. So the other leg is forward. Inhale up. Exhale down, walk the fingers forward and feel that point of resistance. Nothing dramatic. We're not trying to get anywhere, but just feeling the sensation back in the hips, in the buttocks. And come back. You can place your hands or you can pick them up and switch other leg in front. Lean forward, side to side. You might feel able to come a little farther forward. That point of resistance might have moved, or it may not have moved. So interesting to pay attention to the body and see what's true today. And we come back. Now you can pick up your hands, and if you feel up to it, you can also do full boat pose and switch other leg in front. Reach forward, side to side. And come back to a seated position. Inhale the arms up, center, exhale the right hand down. Breathe here. Feel that opening in the left side body. Inhale, exhale back to center. Inhale up, exhale over to the left. Inhale here, exhale back to center. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Inhale here and feel the connection all the way to the hip. Sometimes it helps me to put my hand behind my neck here, open up, and pick my elbow up. Oh, there's my hip. I don't get this very mysterious hip elbow connection here. And if you don't feel it, that may just be a difference in your body. It's okay, but we're just feeling that connection all along the side, breathing in this space. And exhale back to center. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. Feeling that hip. Inhale here. Exhale. Try putting the hand behind the neck. Try bringing the elbow up any amount. It'll just go maybe a quarter inch. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale. And exhale, twist, easy twist without pushing. So sometimes we will use our hands and push. Today, we're going to start out with just active range of motion. Where do I get? Just using the core muscles without using any leverage. And inhale up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist any amount more without holding on. Inhale, up. Exhale to the right. Inhale the spine long. Exhale, twist any amount more. Inhale up to center. Last time to the left. Exhale, twist. Inhale the spine long. Exhale, twist any amount more. Inhale up. And exhale the arms down. Okay, great. Now I'm going to invite you into a reclined position where we're going to do some really slow micro movements. So go ahead and get on your back. And have both legs straight out. You can settle yourself. You want that, you can have a natural curve to your back, but not too much of a curve, just natural curve. Adjust yourself so you feel like the floor is really supporting you. And we're going to be working on hydrating these low back muscles by doing a very small movement of flexing the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, extend that right leg. It's not going to go far, but feel that extension coming like from the middle of your back all the way down. And just breathe here for a few breaths and release it. And do it again, same side, flex and extend and breathe. Not super dramatic, it's very tiny, just a micro movement. Feel it in the lower back, feeling the lower back, just getting hydrated the tiniest bit, and release it. And one more time, same side. Inhale, flex that foot, exhale, and stretch that, extend that foot out, and continue breathing. No hold, don't hold the breath here. Just continue breathing. And release it, and go to the other side. Extend, flex the foot, extend it. Any amount, it's just going to go the tiniest bit. But feel that stretch coming from the middle of the thoracic area, through the low back, connected to the buttocks, the hips, the back of the leg, and release it. One more time. Now this, think in terms of sliding it away. This is sliding and gliding of the tissues. And breathe while it's out there, no holding the breath, and release it. And I'm going to leave you in this position to do these things while I teach some Torah. Just take your time with this. Slide the right foot out, hold it there for a couple of breaths, bring it back. Slide the left foot out, hold it there for a couple of breaths. And if you like, you can add putting your hands behind your head. Actually, that may be helpful. Put your hands behind your head, slide that right heel forward. And if you like, you can add on raising that right elbow up towards where your head was and stretching along the entire side. Very small micro movements. So I'm giving you these to do while I'm going to sit up and teach some Torah. And if you want to just lay there, that is also okay. So how do we tell when enough is enough? When there's enough effort, enough care and caution? I asked who's counting the Omer, because we are in the middle of the Omer. Now, maybe not quite the middle yet, but we're in the Omer. We're towards the end of the second week of the Omer. We are in the week of Gevurah. Gevurah, and so we'll be working with Gevurah in body and mind. What is that? That is strength, power, discipline, judgment, accountability, boundaries, effort, all of those things. It's not one thing, it is all of those things, but you hear that, that energy of Gevurah. It's doing the thing you intended to do, even when you've been distracted by so many things in the world. And yet that effort, that discipline, that strength to come back to the thing you meant to do. It's rigor. And then there's the question of how do I use just enough rigor to return to the thing, to do the thing? My friend and meditation teacher, Rhonda Rosen, was teaching about the 5 faculties that help with meditation. And she said this about effort. And for me, I hear the resonance of Gavura. Right effort involves vigor, diligence, and energy. We have to make effort and have courage to observe what should be observed and to refrain from that which should be abandoned as unhelpful mental habits. And I will, since we're doing body work, physical habits too. Gavura is that effort is to stay in the pose long enough to see how it's actually operating for you, and abandoning old habits of fear or backing away from something or not actually exploring. Also backing away from, I gotta muscle through, backing away from that old mental habit. So right effort is neither strained nor complacent. Sometimes it's heroic. Yes, it's like holding that warrior 2 for 5 minutes. And sometimes it's easy and delightful. So we need to fine tune our efforts so that it's neither too intense nor too slack. So where do we see that in our tradition about Gevura? So I was pulling that in from meditation. Rabbi Art Green has this to say in his book, Ehyeh, A Kabbalah for Tomorrow, about Gevura. He says, Gevura becomes impatient with chesed, with loving kindness. It becomes unhappy with chesed's endless casting aside of judgment in the name of love. Our judging side, our side that wants to wag that finger, it grows weary with love, wanting to get on with the punishment that the other, whoever that is, and that other may just be parts of ourselves as well. Get on with that punishment that the other so clearly deserves, rather than doing its job of permitting love to flow in measured ways. Gevura seeks out a cosmic moment to rule alone, to hold back the flow of love. So there's a lot there. What does Gevura really do? It's not discipline for discipline's sake. It is discipline for the sake of freedom. In the Sfirot, it is Gevura. It is it's a break on a fire hose of love so that we can receive the love. So it comes in quantities and in measured ways so we can receive it. But Gevura without love, Gevura without chesed, our tradition says, the Kabbalists say, is evil. And in fact, in Talmud, Baba Kama says, too much Gevura will destroy the world. And we see that too much in the world of too much judgment, alloyed with love and chesed, brings out an evil side. So remembering that the goal of Gevura is not discipline for its own sake, but freedom, we will practice today with finding that right cocktail of Gevura, of effort, of vigor, of discipline, of accountability, and bringing it measured with chesed. That's our job today. So go ahead and find your way up to your knees. And press your hands down, move the weight from the heels of the hands to be distributed across the hands, and maybe dig those fingertips in just a little bit. Curl the toes under, press them back, and pick the hips, roll the hips up and push back into the first downward dog of the day. And you can keep the knees bent any amount. This is our first action of Gevura, of yes, I want to reach the heels back, but bring the chesed. How much can I keep those? How much should I keep those knees bent? And then bend the knees and bring your right foot forward, and you can drop the back knee down. You may want to get your blocks now. And lean forward into that lunge and come back and feeling that stretch between the knee and the hip. And let's just move forward and back. Easy dynamic motion. Very easy. You're not going too hard, not going too far. Easy. And if you need to roll your mat up, if you need some more padding under the knee, you can roll that mat up and put the knee right on top of it. Back and forth. Just waking it up. Couple more. Feeling the sensation in the back of the thigh. And then come forward and bring your hands up to your hips and take this right foot off the mat. Well, so the heel's on the mat, but the toes are off. So it's off at an angle. And keeping your hips going straight, bend that knee. Let the hips come forward. And again, bend and straighten. Nothing too dramatic, just simple dynamic movement. Waking up the hips, hydrating them. And come on back to the knees. Hands back down, toes tucked under. Back to a downward dog. And take the left leg forward. Grab your blocks. Leaning forward. And then take it back and forward. Easy dynamic motion. Easy, easy. Just waking it up. Couple more. And then come on up. And take this foot, heel on the mat, toes off, hips straight ahead, hands on your hips, and drop the hips forward and back, forward. Warming up another part of the hip complex. One more. And come back to your hands and knees and rolling the hips back up into downward dog. What do you notice here? Gevura asks us to try and straighten those knees. Chesed says when to stop. And then come forward, bring your right foot forward, back into a lunge, get your blocks again. And this time, we're going to bring the hips back, but I want you to pick up that heel and place it on the floor, keeping the knee bent, so it's not straight, it's bent, and press the heel down. Now take the hips, you can have your hands on the blocks. I'm going to just show you with my hands. And we're going to tilt the hips back and notice that that lengthens the space between the knee and the hip. So it is stretching that back of the thigh. You figure out where is the right place for you. So pressing the heel down and then taking the hips back. It's almost like you're pulling your leg back, but it's not going to go anywhere. You really have it planted down into the ground. This is Gevura, effort. That pressing the heel down, how much strength can you use here? And how much stretch? We're stretching, or we're using strength in a stretched position. And you can wiggle your hips just a little bit, like move it out to the side, move it to the back, move it to the other side. See what you feel when you do that, and then go back to the middle and push the heel down and stretch the hips back. So we're really engaging the hamstring, pressing it down and pulling it back. Strength and flexibility in the right amount. Where's the balance for you? And then go ahead and take it forward. Set the blocks aside, hands down, toes curled under, roll the hips up, press back. Now, how much are your knees bent now? Can they be straightened any amount more? Or should they be bent more? And then reach forward with the left leg and get your blocks. And take the hips back. I'm just moving my block so you can see my foot here. And press that heel down. Now, if this is too much on this knee, flatten out that back foot. Put the whole shin down so you don't have too much pressure on the knee. But I'm keeping my front knee bent, and I'm pushing this heel down, and then I'm going to take my hips back, pressing along that whole shin in the back. You can do it with both blocks. And if you need to come forward a little bit and re-engage, how much gevura, how much rigor, how much strength, how much power, how much love, how much chesed, how much kindness. What's the right cocktail here for creating strength in a stretched position? And then you can move those hips around again like we did before. So I'm going to move my left hip out to the side just a little bit. Ooh, where do you feel that? Feel that maybe at a different spot in the hamstring. Move the hips slightly to the other side, just like a minutest amount. And then maybe take them back again. All the while, I am pushing hard down with that heel. Strength in a stretched position. And release it and come back down to hands and knees. Put the toes under, curl the toes under, roll the hips up, press them back. How does your downward dog feel now? And let's walk the feet towards the hands. And you can keep your hands on the ground, or you can have your blocks. You can have your knees bent as much as you like. I'm going to take my jacket off. Have your knees bent as much as you like, but we're still focusing on that distance between, that space between the knee and the hip of that stretch. Where are we with that? Rolling the hips up. If you like, you can put your hands behind your calves and press that forward. Push your heels down into the floor, toe ball mound into the floor, and raise the hips any amount. Now bring your hands to your shins, lengthen the back. Inhale, exhale, bend down. Inhale, come on up. And step your legs wide. And you may want to have a block here too. So keep your knees bent a little bit. And inhale up. And come to a forward bend. You can have your hands on your blocks or your hands on the floor. You can have your knees bent as much as you need. So we're doing the same thing with knees bent, or sorry, with legs wide. There we go. Legs wide. And roll your hips up. Press your heels down, use that strength. And where is the right amount of gevura here in that stretching of the hamstring? And bring your hands to your knees and come on up to standing. So do a little bit of work with the hips, with opening up the hips. And again, here's gevura in balance and as well as strength. So take your weight over into your left foot, hands on your hips easily. Feel free to hold on to something if you like. And raise that right knee. Now imagine you're picking it up over a small barrel or cask and tap the toe and bring it up and over and up and over and up and over a few times. See where your balance is today. And if it's not there, hold on to something. That's totally fine. You just want to get some movement in the hip. And now hold that leg up, cross it over. And again, you can be holding on to something while you're doing this. Cross it over, bending forward, take the same arm as leg, wrap it underneath here and pull that leg. So we're gonna create a platform. The leg's gonna push down, but the hand is gonna pull up. So they're going in opposite direction. So go ahead and push the knee down, but pull it up with the hand. So we're stretching, but that pushing down is also strengthening. Gevura. Strength in a stretched position. And if you have access to it and you want to bring your hands to the floor, you can do it like that too. And come on back out. Place the foot down, maybe wiggle that around a little bit. Hands on the hips, let's try the other side. And you might want to grab whatever you were using from the other side and raise the leg up. And as if it's going over an invisible barrel, tap, tap, tap. Just moving the top of the femur in the hip socket. And then we'll take that ankle across the right thigh. Lean forward, wrap this arm underneath, create a shelf. Press that shelf with the knee. So the shelf is pressing up, the knee is pressing down. I fall out, I come back. Stretching, strength in a stretched position. And you could take it all the way down to the floor if you like. And take it down, inhale up. Exhale the arms down. And let's come on down to your knees. Bring the right leg forward. We're going to come into pigeon. So bend that knee. Now you can have it straight across or you can have it bent. And take your hands and try to walk them in a little bit. And then walk them back out. And walk them in. And walk them out. Figure out where is a good spot for you. Just a slight forward lean is often the best. Now, we often do pigeon in a very passive way, but we're going to bring the gevura to it today. So press this front shin down into the ground. Press the back thigh into the ground And the front knee is going to pull back, and the back one is going to push forward. So you're straightening up your hips. So push down and pull that back leg forward while it is still pushing into the mat. Stretching, strengthening in a stretched position. So this is a really active pigeon. Functional strength. Strength in a stretched position. It's how we use it every day. And release it. And try it one more time, maybe taking that back foot back just a little bit. Maybe bringing the body a little more upright. Press the shin down, press that back thigh down, and then pull them. So it's like you're pulling the front shin back and pressing the left hip forward. And release. And bring your hands down and come back to child's pose. And come forward. We'll bring the left knee forward. You can bring it up any way you like. Bring it across. And take that back foot back a little bit. And once again, now our sides are not even. So walk the fingers forward. Okay, that's what that's like. Walk the fingers back. Okay, that's what that's like. Figure where you're going to be on this side. Now, press this front shin down into the ground. Press the top of the back thigh into the ground. And as if you're pulling that thigh forward, pulling the right hip forward and pressing the left hip back while they're both actively pressing into the ground. So this is an active pigeon, not that nice passive released, kind of stretch. This one is lots of gavura. And release it. And now you might want to bring your hands a little bit farther back and see about doing this a little more upright or not. However you want to do the second one. Press that front shin down, back top of the thigh, the right thigh down, left hip, this left hip is going back, the right hip is going forward. While you're pressing those legs down. And release it. And bring the knees back and come back into a child's pose. And just take a second and feel what that feels like. And then we'll come up, bring your right foot forward and make your way up into a high lunge. Now make sure there's some width between your feet. We don't want it on a single, like a tightrope. Make sure that right foot is out a little bit. Yeah, you see that? If you don't, you'll fall. But into a nice high lunge. Bring the arms, bring the right hand forward, make a fist. Bring the left hand forward, make a fist. Bring the right arm up. Here, I'll go this way. I think it'd be easier for you to see. Right arm up, left arm back. Bend the right elbow. The hand goes down without pressing on the back. It's just as far as it can go on its own. Active range of motion. And the left arm bends in. And both elbows come away from each other and open up. I'll show you from the back. And release the arms. Do it again, right arm up, left arm back, and bend them in. Now this time, press those fists along your back. Even if you can reach your hands together, don't. Just press them on the back and press those elbows out. So now we're doing it with a little leverage. and release it. Step forward, inhale up. Exhale the arms down, inhale up, and step back with the right foot. Bring the left arm forward, make a fist. Right arm forward, make a fist. Left arm goes up, right arm goes back. Left arm bends down, right arm bends in behind the low back. Not touching the back, if you can help it, certainly not pressing on the back. And that front knee can be as bent if you want to work harder. While we're doing the arms, you can work harder, or you can have it at no bend, or you can just stand your 2 feet together. How much gevura? And release. Both hands forward, left arm up, right arm back. Bend them in and press against the back now. And open up the elbows. And release. And bring your back foot forward. Step the left foot back. See how we're doing time-wise. Yeah. And we'll come into warrior two. Okay, so we've been doing a little bit of work, a little bit of strength in a stretch position. For the next few minutes, we're just 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to do all strength. We're going to just go into a warrior two. So front foot is facing forward, back foot is parallel. Hollow out the belly. Take the arms up. Exhale them and touch the hip bones separate, as if you're separating them. Separate the legs, bend that knee. Take the arms out. Feel your feet pushing into the earth. Where can you be today? Without backing off of the effort before you give it a chance, give the effort a chance, and then make the wise decision. Use wise limits, wise boundaries. It may be that you can hang out here longer than you think. And if you like, you can do that same thing with your arms again right here. And release. And now's the point where like, how long, how long? How long is the question. Feel free to straighten that leg anytime you need to. And release. Inhale up. Exhale, turn that left foot out. Right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, hollow out the belly. Exhale, hands down, hollow that belly. Separating the hips, separating the legs. And inhale the arms up. Pressing the feet into the floor. Now with gevura, we have accountability and discipline. So we don't want all the strength just on that forward knee. Make sure you've got weight in that back foot. Press that back foot down like a strong rudder. That's different. That helps me stay strong longer. And you can just inhale the arms up, but keep the legs, keep the legs. Inhale the arms up, exhale them down. One arm up, the other arm up. Bring the hands behind the head. Have the elbows separated. And you can just let the head fall back into the hands, into the tiniest back bend. And come back up. And release. And wiggle the feet back in and find your way down to the floor. So go ahead and find your way down to the floor. Use any props you like. If you have a blanket or something to weight on top of you, if you have a blanket, it's great to place it across the hips. As you lay down and just notice the feeling of gevura, of effort, the work of discipline and rigor. Notice where you have used wise judgment and mixed the cocktail perfectly of gevura and chesed. And if you like, you can extend that right leg out like we did before and bring it back. Extend the left leg out and bring it back. And then just release into the ground. Drop into the breath. Drop into the sensations of the body. Bring feeling back to your fingers and toes. And roll over to the right side or the left side. Take a couple breaths. And then lean forward on your arm and press yourself up to sitting. Thank you so much for joining me.